Good morning, everyone. This is TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, but it's still crazy going on. It's 11 days since the government has been shut down. And you can see I'm wearing my I Love Me t-shirt. It's Friday, see? So there you go. You got it. I Love Me. This is white. They wash very, very well. All you have to do is turn them inside out, and they wash beautifully. And if you have a washing bag, then you can put them in that too, but you don't have to. So, the Republicans are still at it. Ted Cruz is still at it, trying to make a name for himself. He was speaking at some Republican thing this morning, and the media, the suckers that the media are, they just covered it live, of course. They should have shunned him. And he's there speaking. He was heckled, of course. Does narcissism come to mind? Narcissistic human being? Does that come to mind? When someone knows that what they're doing is wrong, it's hurting ordinary, regular American people, but because they so have a big ego and want themselves to be in the limelight and be at it, he's still asking people to dig in? Your strategy is not working, Senator Cruz. Also, he's going to the meeting with the rest of the Republicans today to meet with the president. I would love to be a fly on the wall in that room, because you see, the World Bank, the IMF, the world are all saying, what's wrong with those crazy politicians that you have in Washington calling themselves a Tea Party and the Republicans? Everyone is blaming them for it, but no, Mr. Cruz wants to dig in, you see. Just continue the stupidity. And the government needs to be reopened for the people. Isn't it shocking to you to see that the Republicans are pretending like they didn't know what government does? They're just realizing what the government actually does. And they're now realizing that government is actually necessary and needed for some things. So, shall we go down the line, or you have heard them so many times you don't even want to listen anymore? This is actually shameful. Our government is working against us, led by a freshman senator from Texas named Senator Ted Cruz. Mike Lee, where's he? Well, everybody was asking for Ted Cruz yesterday, so I guess he figured he'd make this speech and he'd get national coverage, and hello, the world will see him again. But he hasn't changed his tune. He is digging in and pleading to his colleagues to continue to try to get rid of Obamacare. Oh yeah, President Obama, you better watch out there, because we gather that you're giving Congress people special treatment. Do they need any? How many of you actually have a gym at your job? And despite the government shutdown, that gym is open, but the people, the little people who do the laundry, oh, they're not there anymore, you see. So they have to go without towels when those they left run out. And those bastards have the nerve to complain they don't have any towels? Are they for real? When people are suffering and don't know if they're going to have a paycheck to pay their mortgage and their rent and buy food for themselves and their children? Come on, people. Are you all waking up and seeing this? And the Republicans are talking about safe seats. Well, I tell you what, the people who don't have safe seats will be whipped by someone else from another party, called the Democratic Party. Because I'm truly still wondering, even though the Republicans are looking really bad in all the polls, I'm not a poll person. Because sometimes to me when you call someone to poll, they tell you what they think you want to hear. And they're not necessarily speaking the truth. But it seems to me clearly that all Americans should be mad at the Republican Party right now, and the first person you need to throw the dagger to is Senator Ted Cruz and Mike Lee, Marco Rubio, and all those people. And Paul Ryan is trying to come out to act like he's smelling like roses. He's not. Because last year he has his own problems talking about the deficit, but now that the deficit is half of what it was, he has no longer chorus, deficit, chorus. So now it's Obamacare, chorus. What is so wrong about government trying to help and give people insurance so that they're not bankrupt every time they go to the hospital? Or some of them are being killed by the bloody hospital too. And you go to the hospital and you catch their germs in there, and then they act as if it's your fault. Now you're speaking to someone who knows this. And you know, I'm sick and tired of them trying to prop up some person who got shot somewhere and they survived. What about my child who died and survived? What about that? Do we just pick and choose the people we want to put on the news and make them great and big and write books and make money? Little people like me would like to know the same thing. And today, I'm telling you, exercise your radical, crazy faith like I do. Because I believe that if God raised Lazarus from the dead, He can restore everything that my family has lost, despite the Republicans. And are Republicans truly thinking about the people they're hurting? The little children who cannot go to school because they're in Head Start and their parents don't know what to do with them because they have no school to go to. So the parents that are being so cheated with the little income they're earning, like that $7.25 an hour. How dare you guys pay people $7 an hour? It is wicked. And God is watching. Remember when this started? I said my prediction would be that when God steps in, the Republicans will be hurt. I just see the commercials in 2014 for the midterm elections, and I see the commercials already for 2016. So if Ted Cruz had any ambition to be president, Marco Rubio, Mike Lee, Rand Paul, Paul Ryan, it's not going to happen. It is just not going to happen. And why is it that Anne Romney can write a cookbook and get on television because of her bloody name, and other people write books and they can't get anywhere with it? What's wrong with this country? What's wrong with the world, period? So, you know, America is always criticizing the third world countries, and they lend them this IMF money and hold them hostage to teach them, you know, to take bad care of their people. Basically what the IMF does. It lends you money, but then it tells you, do this, do that, don't do that. And oppress the people of the region that they lend the money to. So the IMF and the World Bank are now criticizing, guess who? The politicians in Washington. So everybody knows the secret is out. The campaign to shut the government down that started in 2009 has now revealed its ugly head. 11 days and running. And Republicans are talking crap about short-term debt ceiling agreement. Mr. President Barack Hussein Obama We cannot do this in December, close to Black Friday, when all the retailers are expecting to sell. Consumer confidence has plummeted 40%. What else can the Republicans do to damage the economy and the country they claim they love so much? So you love something, so you destroy it? And then what? You're going to build it back up? No, you're not. No, you're not. And if people out there are still sitting down and listening to these Republicans telling them lies upon lies upon lies, and they just sit back and suck it, like those who were cheering on Cruz this morning, what life do they live? Do they have health insurance? Do they collect Social Security? Do they have Medicare? And if they don't, do they have any family members that do? We should take it away from all of them. And I'm sick and tired of hearing the word entitlements. We need to do something about entitlements. And Senator Paul Ryan and Rand Paul and all of them, even Ted Cruz acting like it's a handout. It's not a handout. If you work in this country, you have contributed to Social Security and Medicare. The government is only matching. So let them not fool you or act as if you're stupid. Because that's how they are trying to make us feel like we're a bunch of fools and we don't know the trickery. So Mr. Ted Cruz, who's trying to build his Rolodex and his financing to run for his next election, that's all that it's about, people. When are you going to wake up and know and see and realize? The conservatives that are having the biggest voices, Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Crazy Beck, and all those others, who do you think are paying them? Do you think they're just doing it because they love you and they want you to think about what their issues are? They have no issues. It's all about their ego and power. And when we realize that as a people, that we cannot afford to have politicians lead us down the wrong path into the drowning lake or the sea or the ocean. They're blind and they're leading us. So how can we fire these bastards? How can we fire all these politicians who are doing the wrong thing for us? Well, yeah, we don't have to vote in 2014 and we don't have to vote in 2016 either, unless someone is coming to tell us the real deal. And is there such a person to tell us the real deal? And now people are talking about, what are they saying? The Republicans want the Democrats to do something to please them. The Democrats want the Republicans to do something to please. I don't want the Democrats or the Republicans pleased. I want the American people, ordinary, regular, 98% of the population need to be pleased. Not just the top 2%, the rich people who have garages that can accommodate 10 cars. And no one is envying you or wanting what you have, because people need to be content with where they are until God gives them more. But how dare you Congress people talk about you didn't have any towels? How many of us have gyms? And you all need to burn off stress? Do you know the stress that you're putting the American people under? Are you guys even aware? Or once you get to Washington, you forgot where you came from? Yes, they do. You have ministers of government who are men. All they do is think about the Italian suit that they're going to have and the matching tie and the Mac brand shirt and the women buying Espada suits and looking smart every day. Is that what it is about? We're supposed to go to politics to help people, not to fill our pockets and help ourselves. When are people, ordinary people around the world, going to realize that politicians are in there for themselves. This is the Diana Wright Show live on Friday. We welcome you from around the world and in the United States, and we just ask you to open your eyes. Begin at a place of I love me, because when you love yourself, you cannot operate from the level of hate. And that's what I see happening right now. The Republicans hate President Obama so much that they are willing to wreck the country that they so love. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. It makes no sense to me. Come on. Wake up. Wake up, people. Wake up. Stand up for your rights. What are you doing? Don't you notice how they've quashed the people who are trying to demonstrate for the 99%? They squashed them basically. But the Tea Party is strong and going. Are the members of the Tea Party bigger, the numbers bigger than those of the 99%? Or 98%? Or take out the Tea Party, it might be 96%, whatever? Whose numbers are bigger? Where are the jobs, Congress? The president sent you a jobs bill a long time ago. Where is the infrastructure bill, Congress? Where is the immigration bill, Congress? What are we going to do about gun control and mental illness in this country? We've basically let them out in the street. And so they go around and they kill people, innocent people that have nothing to do with their issue. How do we fix this broken? I don't want to hear about Obamacare needs fixing. Yes, every big piece of legislation is going to need fixing, tweaking. I still blame Secretary Sebelius and her people. The president is the leader. He cannot then go and stand up over the shoulder of the Secretary of Health and say, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. That's the reason you delegate. That's the reason you have a Secretary of State, a Secretary of Health, Secretary of the Treasury, Jack Lew. Those people need to do their jobs. So yes, we blame the leader for everything because he is the leader. But should we be doing that? As a leader, I expect the people beneath me to do what they're supposed to do. Because if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you need to go find yourself another job. So we all seem to blame the leaders at all times. And I'm kind of shocked right now. I'm hearing that most visitors go to Russia. Russia has the most visitors of any country? Hello? Why are you going there? Look at what Putin is doing. You're spending your money in a place? Are we thinking, people? Or are we not? You have $10, you can decide where you spend that $10. You should not be spending that $10 with someone who's working against you or against your country. Should you? Or shouldn't you? We'll take a break and come back in just a moment because, you know, today is just a day that I simply feel, though my blue, I must exercise, keep radical, crazy faith alive. As I said before, if Jesus can make the blind see, raise Lazarus from the dead, turn water into wine, what is my little problems of restoration? We'll be back in just a moment.
It doesn't matter who you are, how rich you are, how poor you are. But there has to be a point in your life, and you will come to that point, where you have to take someone you love to the hospital. But have you ever considered that you could take that loved one in my case, my only child, to the hospital in a normal state, and then you leave 5 months later, brain damaged, in a wheelchair, without your senses. This is my choice. Deadly Negligence, the book, available on Amazon and at my website, dianawrighttv.webs.com. I'm asking you today, get a copy. Support my story. Let us get this out there, because this story will captivate you. It will shock you. It will give you hope. It will increase your faith and make you believe in miracles again. Thank you for picking up your copy today. And just in case you know Oprah Winfrey or Tyler Perry or Mr. Levinson, let me know this is a movie. Thank you. Get your copy today.
Alrighty, we are back. Yes, we're back. We're back. Yes, we're back. Thank you so much for joining us today inside of the Diana Wright Show Live. It takes a while for the signal to get to you. I'm seeing that because I'm monitoring it, just like I'm monitoring CNN and seeing what's going on there too. Welcome to the program. And I'm just sharing with you, they're my days like today, vulnerable. I woke up and I said, God, give me something easy. I lay it all in your hands. And there's some days you're going to feel like that. But I still love me. And I refuse to operate from a position of hate. Simple. And I said, God has spoken. The Republicans are truly now paying for what they've done to try to wreck the American economy and wreck the American people, take away their hopes and their dreams and their confidence. They've succeeded. Consumer confidence down low. What is their strategy? What does the Republican Party want? What does the Republican Tea Party want? Because it's not two parties, in my opinion, anyway. My opinion. There are two. There are two. The Tea Party and the, what do they call them, moderate Republicans? Yeah. What do they want? Do you know what they want? Well, they've dumped Obamacare. They kind of went back to the deficit again. But I'm going to take another break and come back in just a moment. Hello, everyone. This is a season of giving. And I'm asking you to consider one of your gifts to be Deadly Negligence, written by yours truly, Diana Wright. A story that will give you hope, make you mad, shock you sometimes, but is bound to increase your faith and make you believe in miracles again. So please,
Deadly Negligence as a gift. As the gifting season begins to heat up, I am depending on you to do this for me. Thank you so much, and be the proud person to give a gift of the book Deadly Negligence. It's available on Amazon.com and on my website, dianawrighttv.webs.com. Thank you so much for my viewers around the world and in the United States. Be blessed.
Okay, we're back, and we're thanking you for joining us today, because sometimes you truly feel like you're praying, you're believing, you're trusting, you're having your radical, crazy faith, nothing seems to be happening. So if you hear me in my house, oh, I do some crazy worship here. When I'm by myself especially. Because I think my family would think I'm crazy, okay? So, but believing and trusting God for what He has in store for you. How He will restore your life. No matter how broken you feel. No matter how depressed you feel. No matter how downtrodden you feel and you think your situation is impossible. He has the way out. So we just gotta be patient, which my patience, I don't know if I have a lot of that, but I'm trying, I'm working at it, and I'm praying about it, and it's getting better. Okay? So, just want to encourage you this morning to love yourself before anything else, because when you love who you are, it doesn't matter how hard things seem, how impossible they seem, how much it seems like, oh my God, give me something easy, God. Why is it that everybody else's thing looks so easy? And then you realize you just got to be patient. Sometimes it takes 20 years to give you what you want. Yeah. I've had some of those dreams come true. And I've had some of those desires of my heart after 30 years. Long time, yeah. But it's always in the back of your mind, you see, because your subconscious mind stores it. And you still remember it, even though you might not be actively seeking it or pretending to have given it up and putting it on the roadside. It's still in your subconscious. So I want to just thank God and give Him praise today and encourage you to do the same and just continue to be patient and believe and trust Him. Yeah? So we'll do that. 6 weeks of extension of the debt ceiling. Not acceptable, Mr. President. We're going to go through this again in 6 weeks? No. We don't want it. We are not accepting it, and we need to get up, call the White House, call Congress, call anyone that will listen to you. Okay. Now, I thought this was quite interesting. Show me your company and I tell you who you are. Remember, your grandmother always said that. Make sure you link yourself to the right people. Make sure you're not hanging out with losers. Make sure, the people are your friends. They're progressive like you. You've heard that. But research now backs it up. We thought our grandmother's just talking because she loves us so much. Like my grandmother did. And she always told me, never envy anyone for what they have, because you will never do what they do to get it. I get that. I believe that. And I know that. Search and follow your own dream and passion. And pray. Have crazy faith, radical faith, and know that God will make it come true one day. And yes, T.D. Jakes says we are all hypocrites about something. What are you hypocritical about today? He gave his beans up. He said, yeah, he'd be very good all day, eating salads and chicken breast and fish. But about midnight, he becomes the mice in the house. So his wife, Sarita Jakes, actually asked if there were rats in the house, because the crumbs were all over. So he's a big enough man to admit that he has his weaknesses, like we all do. My weakness is patience. Patience. So what is yours? What is your weakness? But you should not allow that weakness to stop you from pursuing your passion, your dream, and having radical, crazy faith. Simple. Yeah. So here we go. Close contact with someone you see as immoral or unsuccessful can taint how you feel about yourself. finds strange new search from La Jolla, however you pronounce that university. They're the ones putting this out. I am not saying it, okay? Wow. After sitting in chairs they learned had once used by office supply thieves, people reported feeling 24% more guilt than their counterparts who knew nothing about the seat's old occupants. So if you know something, it gives you guilt. If you don't know, but then they said the greatest thing in life is to know. So if you know the thief sat there, then change the chair. The results were similar after people shook hands with a guy they later learned was a liar. So, maybe that's the reason Mr. Cuccinelli in Virginia did not want to take a photo with Ted Cruz, or shake his hands, or have a photo op. You decide. The study authors call this psychological contagion. Psychological contagion. Yes, it is. If you hang around with dumb people, you just become dumber and dumb like them. If you hang around people who are going nowhere, you will eventually fall into that trap. It is true. So here we have the research to prove it. Put simply, you believe a person's essence, good or bad, rubs off on the objects he comes into contact with, and so can be passed on to others. That is what the research is suggesting. Consider the similar experiment. When people were told a putter was once used by a pro golfer, they drained 38% more putts than those who had no knowledge of the club's past owner. Hello? If you have a putt from the great Tiger Woods or Nicholson, maybe you just figure that putt will give you some good luck. Yes, it might just do so. It's not clear why people think objects can be polluted in this way. It's not clear. I think it's all in the mind, but anyway, what do I know? I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but dozens of experiments have shown this type of magical thinking. So if you think yourself sick all the time, I promise you're going to be sick all the time. If you think yourself not well all the time, I promise you will be not well all the time. Magical thinking is widespread. The study authors stated that it is widespread magical thinking. Get up every day and think good thoughts. Say, I love me every day, and see how fast you love yourself. But get up every day and say, I hate my nose, I hate my eyes, and why didn't God give me long hair? And see how bad you're going to feel about yourself continuously. I promise you that. Why should you care? Yeah, we should all care about this research. I've always known it, because my grandmother used to tell me these things, and I kept it. If you're moved to a desk once occupied by a guy who was fired, knowing about it could actually lead you to feel less confident about your own performance. That's what the research suggests. So if I'm sitting in the guy's seat that was fired, I'm thinking, okay, what did he do to get fired? Am I doing the right thing? Could I get fired too? That's the reason if you study feng shui, it tells you that if you are seeking a building to start a business, do not go into a building that business in that building just failed. Because you are bound for failure yourself. Just think about it. Going into a building where the business that just moved out of that building moved because they fail, and you're going to take it up, what do you think is going to happen to you? magical thinking. And your buddy who always scores less lets you borrow his lucky shirt? I'm not sure. The lucky shirt? You may feel better about your chances with women, which in turn could increase your success. So if you buy your friend's lucky shirt because he's the guy that always gets the girl, and you put on that shirt, like when you put on one of my shirts and it says I love me, my golly, when you go out and you put your chest up and you show this I love me, and people are going, oh, I'd love to get one of those shirts, it's so, oh, I love myself too. I get that every time I wear my shirts. So why not get your own shirt to encourage you to love yourself? Get one for your children and let them love themselves too. So yes, the lucky shirt might just get you the girl that guy is always getting because of his lucky shirt. So whether it's a chair, a handshake, you can shake hands with the devil. Yes, you can. Some people are devils. Or lucky shirt, you'd be wise to seek out people and objects you want to emulate. That means if you want to be like Obama, start doing things like Obama and try your best to meet and shake the hands of President Obama. And steer clear of stuff stained by failure. The study implies that to improve your career life and relationships, you must seek the positive, the success, not the failures. Hanging out with failing people will make you a failure. So, do you believe that? I do. Get it in your cranium today. And if you wear my shirts, I guarantee you, the confidence will build. And each time you look in the mirror and you see the shirt on, you'll say, wow, thank you, Diana, for encouraging me to love myself just the way God made me. Alrighty. We got to pick on pastors again today. But before we do, we're going to take another break and come back and pick on pastors. Because pastors are behaving badly around the country. And this one has killed 3 people and then gone to the funerals and mourn and give condolences. Give you that story in a moment.
Hello everyone, I ask you from around the world, United States, to partner with the Diana Wright, sponsor the Diana Wright Show, advertise on the Diana Wright Show. To do so, please call 561-228-1921. That's 528-1921. Please sponsor, partner with us, and advertise with us to make the show a big hit, just like you do by liking the book and following me on Twitter. Thank you so much. Don't forget the number to call, 561-228-1921. That's 561-228-1921. Also, we invite you to invite me to be at your event as a speaker and to tell you about my new book, Deadly Negligence. And so we encourage you to partner with us right here on Diana Wright Show. Advertise with us and sponsor the Diana Wright Show. 561-228-1921. Thank you so much. Okay, yes, thank you so much for your support, and thank you to all the folks that are liking us on Facebook. We appreciate you, we love you, and we just give you kudos, and thank you so much for watching the show. We know some of you are saying that you can't watch it when it's live, but you go back and watch it on my website at www.dianawrighttv.webs.com. So we thank you so much for that, and we appreciate your blessings and your good words. Don't forget, coming up October 19th, my first book signing will be hosted by Rad Wellness
Dax Dunn, the man at the top there, and Vanya. So we thank them for that, and that's going to be October 19th from 6 to 9 p.m. The place, Midtown 24, and the Alibi Room, gorgeous, gorgeous, high building, and it's in the Fountains, of course, and the address, 700 Southwest 78th Avenue, and that's in Plantation. And for those of you who are asking me for the zip code, it's 33324. I guess they're putting it in their navigation system, so they need all of that. All right. So a Baptist pastor was charged this week in connection to a September triple homicide in where? Kentucky? A pawn shop he once owned. And this, of course, according to the police. Just 2 weeks ago, after he reportedly attended a funeral for 2 of the victims, consoling their family and friends. Do you know that I actually saw that on television last week? I think it was on 2020. Is this a pattern with pastors? And then I saw it again a couple weeks before. What is going on in the church? What is it? Pastors are preaching to congregants who they're in love with, and they have their wife next to them, and they're talking to that person in the congregation, making eye contact and using the scripture to say how much. Oh my goodness! Cut it out! Kenneth A. Keith, he's 48 years old, the pastor at Main Street Baptist Church in Burnside, Kentucky, allegedly shot and killed gold-buying store proprietors Michael and Angela Hawkinsmith and a customer, Daniel P. Smith, on September 20th. What edges people take them to the edge that they do things like this and ruin their entire life? And just days later, Keith paid his respects at September 24th at a funeral service for the slain couple who left behind, sadly, a 9-year-old son and a 14-month-old daughter. Shameful! Relatives said he offered his condolences to the devastated mourners, showing no sign that he perpetuated what authorities say was an act of cold-blooded violence. For the kin of the victims still reeling from the slayings, the allegations against Keith are like a punch in their guts, with his sympathy call adding insult to oh my goodness, irrevocably injured people, to find out that it made him sick. This is one of the relatives, Michael's brother, talking. And to make it worse, the killer, the pastor, Keith, is a longtime friend of the Hawkinsmiths family. What? I'm not so sure what's going on. I just think either God is about to come down and take it over, as he promised he would, and Jesus is coming again, or people have just lost their minds. What is it? What is it about us that's taking us to the edge? The Republicans are taking us to the edge of destruction, trying to wreck the economy by threatening and holding a gun to the president's head. Extortion comes to mind. Narcissistic comes to mind. What comes to your mind? And who are you 23 and 21% people who are supporting the Tea Party and the Republicans in all of this? Do you have no soul? Do you have no heart? What you're doing to regular, ordinary, working folks that are indeed Americans like you are? What is it? Is the pastor stressed that he would do something like this? Oh wow, and I only have more bad news to give you when I come back after this break. The same woman who went to jail for about 5 years ago for drowning her babies, pregnant, in jail, a secured prison. We'll talk about that when we come back in just a moment. Remember, April 30th, 2014 is International I Love Me Day. I want you to start thinking about what will you do special for you on that day. Share it with me on Facebook and Twitter. And join the conversation on the Diana Wright Show, Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. We are live. The number to call, 561-228-1921. That's 561-228-1921. Join the conversation. Like us on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Okay, we are back with you, and we're just, I'm just feeling a little down about these stories. I shouldn't, because I should take them on. But it gets you thinking. The things that truly can happen. Starting with the Republicans shutting down the government. They've been working at it from 2009. And here we have a woman. And this is an NBC I-Team story, actually. A woman who admitted to drowning her 3 young children in Long Island about 5 years ago. In the bathtub, she drowned them. She has given birth to a 4th child while incarcerated in what is supposed to be a secure upstate psychiatric hospital. Who went in there and impregnated her? Or who is in there that impregnated her? Hello? Really? Latrice Brewer, 33 years old, was found not guilty because of mental disease or defect in the 2008 deaths of her children, and has been held ever since at the secure Mid-Hudson Forensic Psychiatric Center in New Hampton. Her case has returned to the public eye in recent weeks because she is trying to collect $350,000 from a settlement that the children's father won from Nassau County in wrongful death lawsuits. The father of 2 of the 3 children, so that means she has 3 children already. He fathered 2. We don't know who fathered the other one. So he's a father of the 3 that were killed by Brewer. Says he has been contacted by a lawyer trying to find an appropriate placement for the newborn Brewer had while she is in custody. It is unclear who that baby's father is, or under what circumstances she actually got impregnated. Wow. The State Office of Mental Health, which oversees Mid-Hudson, declined to comment. Of course they declined to comment. The father says it's outrageous that Brewer was able to conceive a child while incarcerated. How does this happen, please? This person's supposedly in a secure facility and she gets pregnant, he asked. This is a woman who had no idea what she was doing when she murdered her children. How did she become pregnant again? Because she is technically found not responsible for the children's deaths. Lawyers say she may be able to claim some of the $350,000. The estate that was won by the father of 2 of her children. Now I'm thinking that she should get not even a penny of that money. Yeah? And I think because she might be under some contract with the government and with the center that she's in, yeah, more than likely she won't see any of it. But that doesn't give me solace. That just makes me mad. Does that make you mad? That someone can drown 3 children in a bathtub and 5 years later is pregnant with a 4th child? Mysteriously pregnant? Who is the culprit that impregnated? I'm sure we're going to find out. But my golly, there's so many women who can afford and would make good parents that cannot get pregnant. And people like this woman, Ms. Brewer, continues to conceive? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is indeed Wow Friday. Oh, wow. I am truly wowed by Ms. Brewer and Keith the pastor and Ted Cruz and the Tea Party Republicans and the Republicans on the other side. Because now we have 2 Republican parties, one led by Ted Cruz and one led by the Speaker of the House, John Boehner. Or maybe Mr. Boehner has joined the crazies. Maybe he's now become part of the Tea Party and we don't know. Increíble. Everything seems so incredible to me that this is happening in the greatest country on earth, the United States of America. The Republicans can hold the office of the presidency hostage and believe they can get their way and want the president who is fighting for the presidency to negotiate with them with a gun at his temples. The words being thrown around are not good words. Today, the IMF, that is a bad institution in my opinion, that goes around and gives poor countries money and then they strap their waist and say you can do this and you can't do that. The World Bank is saying it's in your hands, crazy Republicans, basically is what they're saying. World leaders are watching. This is not just about the American economy. It's about the global, world, out there economy. So the 23% of you are the 21% of you that are still loving the Republicans. You all need to have your heads examined. Talking about it's good to shut the government down and it's good to hit the debt ceiling. Is that what you do in your own family? You crash it and burn it and wreck it? And then you try to restore it? Not so. Get a life, Tea Partiers and Republicans. Get your act together, and 6 weeks, we don't want to hear it. We don't want any temporary fixes. What we would want, and I speak for many Americans, we would want you to get rid of the stupid debt ceiling. Because you know it's going to be approved anyway, so why do you have it? To terrorize normal, simple, ordinary Americans? Let them not have their paycheck? Let them be unable to go to the zoo or the park? Having a man clean up the Capitol with his little buggy? Have people work at the Capitol and not get a paycheck? Is this the America that we want? Absolutely not. So, guys, you need to start doing your jobs and fix it. And people, you need to stop voting for these crazy people. Exercise your franchise. That's all you got, is your vote at the ballot box. So when it comes to eating a healthy diet, olive oil is your best friend, I'm being told. Okay? It tastes delicious. Not all of them do. Some olive oils taste horrible unless you put some pesto or something in it. It tastes delicious. It's full of healthy, good for you heart fats. And it might even help fight off dangerous belly bugs. But there's another way. This golden health elixir can make your life better, they say. And you don't even need to eat it. Simply smelling olive oil may help you lose weight. Are we going to believe this crazy? Well, are you sniffing the olive oil even right now as I speak? Huh? Just sniff it and you lose weight? According to a recent study in the American Journal of Nutrition, over 2 days, 11 male subjects, they use men, were given low-fat yogurt, and half of the subjects received yogurt mixed with fat-free olive oil extract. After the snack, German researchers measured the men's brain activity. The group who ate yogurt with the extract had increased blood flow in brain areas typically associated with fat consumption. Now you know I'm going to go try some yogurt with some olive oil, and I'm going to let everyone in my house eat it without telling them that there's olive oil in the yogurt. Even though the overall fat content of the snack was low. That's all thanks to the scent of olive oil, which might help you feel full, according to this research. This isn't the first time studies have shown that olive oil can increase feelings of satiety and fullness. Interesting facts that we do want to know. I had to give it to you. I know it. I see it, so I had to share it. Don't kill me. Dietary fat is rewarding, said Dr. Andres Frisch, study co-author and nutritional medicine professor at the University Hospital, what is this now? Tübingen in Germany. So rewarding, in fact, that it could be used as an effective dieting tool, though further studies are needed. Well, I can't wait to hear Dax's reaction to this. If you eat a fat-free aroma extract which is commonly associated with fat, it is possible that you get the rewarding effect of fat-triggered sensations without calories. Now I'm saving that one for Dax. On Wellness Wednesday, coming your way. Wednesday, next Wednesday. Oh my goodness. Wow. So here's a good one. Oh my goodness, I'm not going to get through the sex ones. I got to get through them at some point. Nancy Salgado apparently wasn't satisfied with the budget cheat sheet McDonald's recently handed out to its minimum wage employees. The 26-year-old, and we are going to big her up today because she needs kudos. Nancy, you need some kudos. You have some guts, girl. The 26-year-old mother of two, a cashier for the fast food giant, was ticketed for trespassing last week during a Union League Club of Chicago meeting. What was her offense, you might ask? Confronting McDonald's USA President Jeff Stratton. She did, who was speaking at the event by informing him she had worked for his corporation for 10 years at $8.25 per hour. She's never had a raise. Shameful, McDonald's. Do not buy anything McDonald's until they rectify this. It's really hard for me to feed my 2 kids and struggle day by day, she reportedly told Stratton. Do you think this is fair, she asked him. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think this is fair for someone to work for $8.25 and never has a raise in 10 years? Zelgado, who was ticketed along with 6 other protesters, says she loves her job but just wants to be duly compensated for her dedication and her hard work. She thinks $15 an hour would be a fairer wage. I love interacting with customers, but it takes a lot of energy, a lot of knowledge, a lot of multitasking, she said. I think that's what we're worth. The CEOs make billions and billions a year. Why can't they provide enough for their employees, she asked. I think that's a fair question to ask your boss. It is. So sex, we talked about it yesterday. So we gave you, it might just make you thinner. It may improve your health. It can help you get a better night's sleep. Well, I don't agree with that. I think just the guys do. It can boost your immune system. It can improve your mental health. It can relieve pain. My God, sex is so powerful. It can help you with bladder control. So if you're incontinent, you need to go have some sex. It may give you healthier skin. What? Really? Is this what sex can do? All these things? So they're asking you to do what's called a Kegel exercise. You know that exercise where you flex the muscles in your pelvic floor, meaning you're around your vajayjay. They just don't want to say it. Why are people afraid to say vagina and penis? It's part of our bodies. So you flex those muscles. When you're using the toilet and the easiest way to explain it is when you're using the toilet to urinate, just hold and stop your urine for a minute or a couple of seconds. 30 seconds may be good. Some people can hold it. And that's exercising the muscles. So it's called a Kegel exercise, Kegel exercise. And it truly strengthens the muscles around your vajayjay. Yeah? So ladies, you all need to be doing that. It's not so difficult. I do it all the time. You can be sitting right here. I'm talking to you right now and I'm doing it. Just pull that muscle up and down. It causes you, no one knows you're doing it, but it's good for you to do. All right, so we got to leave it there today because we see you again on Monday. Whoa. And I have some stuff for you on Monday, 21 ways to prevent infidelity. Can anyone prevent that? Not so sure about that. So we leave it there today. It's Friday. We hope that you have a great, blessed, wonderful, safe weekend. And we truly hope that you will indeed look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love me. And if you can't do it, just go online, purchase one of my shirts in my web store, black, white, or pink, and I guarantee you when you put it on, you are going to say, I love me. So keep giving us the thumbs up on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Thank you so much for being my guest today inside the Diana White Show. We welcomed you from around the world and in the United States, and we thank you now to all of you from around the world and in the United States. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this journey, the journey to say and to get each and every one of you to love yourself. And that will boost your confidence, take away any depression you have. And if you wear the shirt, it makes it even better because you'll get compliments coming to you left, right, and center. So wear it with pride. Tell your friends about the show. Tell your friends about the t-shirt and my book, Deadly Negligence. So if you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it was never yours. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I see you back here, same time, same place, Monday, God's willing.